And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bald Guy and the Fat Boy. I'm the Bald Guy with my buddy, the Fat Boy.
Roll Tide.
And we're here with the pre-Thanksgiving edition of the show this week.
You
You
didn't
got any
change.
big plans for Thanksgiving, Fat Boy?
Yeah, first of all, you didn't change our names. Um,
Oh, hey, how about that?
um, and yes, I had my first Thanksgiving with one side of my family yesterday, and then this next Saturday, I got to work on actual Thanksgiving. Um,
Oh,
somebody
do
got
you really?
yeah, and then
Ducks, I'm sorry.
yeah, well, that's okay. I'm all right with that. And then the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I'm having my second Thanksgiving with the other side of the family. So yeah, we're having a good time, and we had a good meal, and it was good, mostly good football. We'll get into that as we get into the podcast, but there was some good and some real bad for me, and some good for other people. So we'll just see how it all comes out in the wash.
There you go. All right, now that we got names right, you're good to go.
Yes. So anyhow, so yes, I had a good Thanksgiving, and I got some more Thanksgiving to go.
You want to start with the good or the bad this week?
Well, you mean I always you determined this week. I don't care.
It's all bad to me, so
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of the outcomes I was looking for. So
No, no, and you were to pull the curtain back a little bit. You were out shopping with your wife, and was not keeping up with the Cowboy games. So I got to call and spoil that for you because everybody, the bald guy is rooting for draft picks, and the bald guy wants us to lose. And I told the bald guy, amongst other people, that there are some guaranteed non-losses. I don't want to necessarily call them wins. I'm gonna call them non-losses that are still on the record, like this week, and like this, and then like Thursday and Thanksgiving, and then when we play the Panthers. So there's still some. There's still some. I mean, as bad as everybody wants us to go straight into the tank, there are still some winnable games out there that ball guy and a bunch of other people really don't want us to win.
I'm 100% on Team Tank.
See?
I am 100% in Team Tank. That's
Yeah,
where I'm at.
but you got a problem with that.
No, I don't have a problem with
Oh,
that. They have a problem with it.
as a Cowboy fan, you have an inherent problem with that. You know why?
Why?
Because you need to be on Team Tank. It's not on Team Tank. The person you need to be on Team Tank is Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones is not on Team Tank. Jerry
See,
Jones, Jerry Jones is. I just want to get as much winning as we can do, whether we make the playoffs or not. And he just can't help himself.
it's just dumb. That's how you end up 8
Yeah,
and 8, 9 and 8,
yeah.
7 and 9. I mean,
You have already come out in either a statement to me or a statement on the air. You don't think Trey Lance is as good as quarterback as Cooper Rush. So Trey Lance should be under your theory. Trey Lance should be in the ball game. You think
yeah, I mean, other than you care something about Trey Lance and you don't want to destroy him by putting him out there and taking whatever confidence he may have away from him. I mean, that's the only reason you don't play him.
and then you think that Michael Parsons, instead of resigning him, he could be good trade bait. So he shouldn't be out there.
I mean, I'm fine with him playing, but I would 100% trade him.
Yeah, but he's untradeable if he gets hurt. So that's my point there. So I'm just giving you these are things why I don't believe Jerry Jones adheres to your theory of Team Tank.
Obviously, he doesn't, but I'm 100% on Team Tank to the point that I want Micah Parsons to be valuable and I want Micah to be traded for 3 number ones plus whatever else we can get kicked in.
I understand
I
that's
know I'm just laying out my scenario. That's what I want. And I want um a top 5 pick that we can trade down and get a first round pick this year and a first round pick next year for. And I want to see some wheeling and dealing. I want another Herschel Walker deal to come
yeah.
out of this thing.
So today, the one of the goats of today's win against the Redskins was from your favorite league, the UFL. Turpin ran a big touchdown back, and then the Redskins missed the extra point. Yes, I said Redskins. I didn't get the memo, so and I ain't gonna change now. I'm too old. So the it turned out it turned out to be a tumultuous game for your betters because I'm sure after all them extra touchdowns they scored in the last minute or so, messed up the line, messed up the over and under, messed up everything. So I'm
Well,
sure.
I mean, there's no way the Cowboys were favored coming into this game. So the fact that they won, I mean, you got Cowboys in points, I'm sure, for this game. So the Cowboys winning, you're out of luck anyway. I don't understand the last time. I'll just let everybody know. The last time I saw this game, it was 3-0. And I said, man, I can't believe that the uh Commanders hadn't scored more than 3 points midway through the second quarter.
See, and I know everybody likes just to get on the fat boy and everything, but you can either tell off on yourself or I'll tell off on you. I told you that there were still some winnable games, even based off of how bad the Cowboys had laid eggs the last several weeks.
Yeah, you called it, but you did not call the Commanders as one of those teams.
I did. I said we, if you remember correctly, I said we'd split the Redskins, and you poo pooed that. Like,
I don't think you did.
oh
I'll
well,
have to check the tape on
you
that.
got to check the tape. You can bite me because I know I did. We
I
always
would have believed you on the Giants, and we had the dang uh Carolina's on there, so I was giving you Carolina because we were trying to just calculate how many wins we could
we
see them getting.
don't lose. We don't. Did you see how many Cowboy fans were at that Washington game? They were as loud as the Washington fans.
Okay.
I'm just saying
I
that.
wish they'd have been louder.
Like,
I
I'm just.
wish your boy from the UFL would have understood his role today.
Oh, he did. He scored a touchdown just like he was supposed to. Yeah, absolutely.
Selfish. That's selfish football play.
uh, you just your team tank ain't gonna work. So at best, as like I told you, we're gonna end up at the ninth or 10th pick. And what does the
No, I don't. If they don't, if they play like they did today, which I mean, I hate to even be talking bad about them for playing apparently okay football, but I mean, it's just you're not making it look better for the new coach you're going to hire. You're not going to be able to improve your team. None of this is benefiting us for next year. And there is nobody that thinks this team is going anywhere this year.
nope, not even I can't even get out that far. I can get out far enough to win a couple more games, but I can't even get out the far for doing anything
So
this year
why win the couple more games? That's the dumbest thing you can do.
because you got the wrong leadership in place. This is not a team that can go. You just act like they just go over there and flip a switch on the wall. Team take, we're taking no more winning. Yeah, I want you to play. I want you to bench everybody that can play good, and I want you to do things to make you. It ain't the way it works. The teams that lose that go in the tank are teams that aren't trying to begin with. We try regardless whether we win or lose. I mean,
Do you not remember the year that we got Ezekiel Elliott?
not really, but I can listen to a story.
We tanked. 100% they tanked.
Okay.
Romo went down and they tanked.
All right. Well, I don't. I mean, do you see any signs of them taking this season so
I,
far?
I, I think they were trying to tank today. I just don't think it worked.
I don't think they're
Well,
trying to.
I think tanking is hard when you have a coach that's fixing to get fired. You
Yeah,
got
that's
a
what.
coaching staff that's about to get fired. So they're
And,
trying to put good tape out there. You
and
got players that are trying to go somewhere.
what about players that don't want to tank? What about owners that don't want to tank? What about a backup quarterback that doesn't want to tank? I mean, go look at the numbers for if you don't think we're if you think we're trying to tank, go look at Cooper Rush's numbers. He had a heck of a day for a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I think that was the plan. We're going to let him have a heck of a day. He's a backup quarterback. He should make enough mistakes that we don't win the ball game.
No, only problem with that is you didn't count on how many mistakes the Redskins were going to make.
I know. That's what you were telling me. Like I said, I didn't watch the game. You were telling me some of what was going on. How do you miss an extra point after you score
Two
the
of them.
big touchdown to come back?
They missed one earlier in the ball game too. They missed two of them.
Who's their field goal kicker?
Yeah, I did. You wrong guy. I don't. I know my team. I don't know. I don't know the positions for everybody else's team. Just few of the heads, a few of the quarterbacks. That's about it.
Okay.
But
Either way.
so we got the Giants on Thursday, and then shortly after the Giants, without having my schedules on my phone, I'm recording on my phone. It ain't about long. I think we might have. I think we might after the Giants. I think we may have Cincinnati, then the Panthers is what I think it is. And I'm going to go out on a limb. And I know Cincinnati's got some real good players. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cincinnati's not a complete give me either. So be wary that the Fat Boy said that too. They may stomp the crap out of us, but they
You
also may
think we're
not.
going on a 4-game win streak here? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know. It would be funny to me if we did, because here's the thing. I wouldn't mind being Team Tank, but the problem is I didn't think they could be Team Tank. You all people wanted them to be Team Tank, but for whatever reason you thought they could be Team Tank, and I never thought that. So that's just the way it is.
I don't understand why you don't think they could be Team Tank. What's the problem?
Because, in my opinion, there's too many people that are just losing. I don't think they're tanking. I just think they suck that are ahead of us. Carolina and Jacksonville and the Giants and Chicago and and everybody else I'm not thinking of that stinks even worse than we do. And the difference is they're not tanking; they just suck. We 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 can put a game together where like today the Redskins stunk, but we put a together game good enough to win. And we can do that from time to time. That team taking ain't even going to come into fruition.
Okay. That's you've
I'm not,
depressed me enough about the NFL. We're gonna have to move on.
don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, by the way, the Lions are 10-1 since for the first time since like 1930 something. So let's give them some flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a good coach. Got good Alabama players on that team. Got 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 a. Is that the team? Yeah, you know who their kickers? Where their kickers from?
Where?
Say it with me. UFL. So you just there's the UFL just keeps chinking at your little heartstrings. I'm gonna get you. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get you. It may have to be a live game to get you, but I'm gonna get you. I need you. I need you. Selling what I'm selling. Oh,
It's gonna be tough to get me on board on that one.
I know, but I've had harder tests. Okay, so where you want to go next? You want to go? You want to end up with college football? Go into Stars and Mavericks next?
No, yeah, we can hit on the Stars and the Mavericks. The Stars are, I mean, they're doing pretty good. They're what are they? What do we say? Fifth in the West now.
I think so.
So
We
I mean,
played. I think
that
they won.
little trip to Finland, I think, hurt them a little bit, but they seem to be rounding back out.
And also, I mean, we went to Finland and played the best team. In my opinion, the best team in the whole dadgum league.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
twice. So I don't think that was a. I don't think we were set up for very much success anyway. so, so we'll see. Since they've been back from Finland, I think they've won four of the last five out of five, something like that. And so they've been doing pretty good. And of course, we'll get the further the season goes, we get past the All Star break in hockey. The games will start meaning more, and we'll get more. And then football will be pretty much over. We'll focus more time on the stars.
Yeah, probably gonna have to go to another game this year.
Yeah, probably so.
All
Uh,
right. So what about the Mavs? I mean, Luka's out for what,
Luke,
2 weeks?
couple weeks, he's got strained wrist, and we're right in the middle of the. I think we're 2-2 in the NBA Cup. We played pretty good in Colorado the other night. They laid an egg today against the Heat. So it just
Does it look like anybody cares about the NBA Cup?
well,
Because don't the players get like extra $1 million a
yeah,
piece
I
like
guess.
that?
I mean, if they wanted us to care, they'd pay us too. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
uh,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it doesn't necessarily.
it don't blow my skirt up too much, but I like basketball, so I don't need a lot to blow my skirt up on basketball. So you know, I mean, you just or my kilt. I don't want to offend nobody. Um, let me think. So, like I said, Luke is out for a little bit, but we I am not panicking where we are in the standings. I'm not panicking where we are in the record because here we added several new players to this team, and this team has to, even with Luke out right now. Um, you've got Kyrie, you've got Clay, you've got you got Walker, Tucker. What's his name? Anyway, you got Gafford, you got Lively, you got all these personalities, and several of them are new. So you got to get all this gelled together before till the All Star break. I mean, you just got to work through the lineups, through the even with Luke out, you got to do all this because when you get the All Star break, you need to know what you need. And this team has already proven they'll go out and get what they don't have.
I
Based
hope
on,
so. I mean, I saw something to where it said Lively and Gafford are like number one and number two in field goal percentage in the league.
they are, and they're also they're also real up there on blocks. They're also up there on rebounds. So my point is, we added several new players off of the team from last year, Clay and a few names I'm not going to remember that I could if you mention them that have got to get run time and play time between now and All Star. We get to All Star, the team brain trust has got to get together and know at that point what we need because that's the trade deadline, and we have to either add a player or I mean we can also subtract a player. You can get better by attrition too. So we'll just see where we are.
So
I
right now, looking at the league, where do you think the Mavs stand?
Well, but I'm being very patient. I still think we're I still think we're about where did let's see if you remember where did we end up in the seeds last year? What seed did we go into the playoffs with last year?
I don't remember. Was it 5 or 6?
It was 5 seed.
Yeah.
I think we're right there with the team we have now, but I think we could be even better than that. It depends on how much we lose between now and the All Star break. I think we could be right there at the 5 seed again. And then we already addressed what the Celtics. We already addressed what hurt us against the Celtics last year by Klay Thompson. He shoots the clutch three and things like that. We needed him last year. We may need him again. Of course, we're going to be right back there with the Wolves. Right back there. We're going to be there with the Knicks. We're going to be right there with the defending champions. So the Celtics. So assuming we get out of the West, which I mean, I can only, I only can assume that based off of what we did last year and the fact that our team has gotten better. Will have gotten better by the time we get back to the playoff.
Okay, so you feel confident. You think we're going back to the Western Conference Finals at least.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And based off what we do at the trade deadline, that's what's going to put us over the Western Conference Final and then eventually, hopefully, into the NBA Final. I don't know if watched them close enough this year so far, or if you're waiting to the trade deadline too to know how good this team really could be.
I'm waiting for everything to slow down a little bit to see.
Okay, that makes sense. But here's my problem. I'll get into my problem later. But anyway, it just I love basketball.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So that's all the happy, lucky, exciting news that we have. Let's talk about your weekend in college football.
Oh boy. I want to make sure people out there for this particular conversation understand where I'm coming from. I don't take my fandom lightly. I'm all in. I am an all in member of the Roll Tide Alabama club, but we absolutely laid an egg Saturday in Norman, Oklahoma. Shout out to my half brother. He's a big Oklahoma Sooner fan. He was at the game, and of course they got what they wanted. But we couldn't look worse if we looked worse in this game than we did against in the Vanderbilt game, and that's saying something.
You think OU's just kind of got better throughout the year, or what?
Well, they've got. I'll tell you what, OU has gotten a little bit better, but not really, because they still got a ton of people on injuries. They still got a ton of injuries, but they gotten better. And here's another thing. I mean, I'm so used to depending on my head coach for having my team ready. I'm spoiled rotten when it comes to my coach having my team ready for the next challenge. And this is the second time in this season where I'm not sure our coaches had this team ready for the challenge. That's what it looked like to me. I don't think you watched the game.
But it feels like that they kind of snuck up on y'all a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I think we took them too lightly. I don't know. I don't know if the coaches had them. It looked like. I mean, I didn't see this one. I from 07 till last year. I was saving. I never saw this. I've seen it twice in 1 year with DeBoer. So I'm learning him. He's learning me. And when I say me, I mean me as a general me that goes in the fandom of Alabama and what we're spoiled by. So yeah, we did. I don't see like we got them up for this game enough, in my opinion, because you don't get up for a game enough and lose 24-3.
Hey, wait, what was the score?
Final
Yeah.
24-3.
Okay. No, I just wanted you to say that again.
Should have been, and I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm about this because, but I mean, everybody, the ref missed calls for everybody, but they in that game they missed a blatant touchdown, a blatant missed touchdown that they called back off of a phantom cover up rule, and they've already come out and detracted that today. They shouldn't have made that call, so it should have been at least. I mean, I'm not saying we would have won the game, but we should at least had 10. We got a touchdown out of the deal. They took it away from us, so I don't like not scoring a touchdown. So I'm giving the referees the credit for taking that touchdown away from us.
Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Sometimes you're just an old brown pair of shoes. Bob Hope said that, and I agree with him.
So
Bet you didn't see a Bob Hope quote coming today.
no, I did not. I did not. You snuck that one in there.
I did. Okay, so let's talk about ramifications now. Another big word you didn't know I had in me. AP poll came out, and of course your top five are self-explanatory. That's easy. A&M went to A&M went to 15, and we went to 13. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean for the fat boy Roll Tide guy? It means this. It means I need Alabama to beat Auburn convincingly, and then I need chaos at the top of, just like we had this week. I need chaos at the top of the in rivalry week at the top of the bracket, so that we could sneak in at 11 or 12 somehow, a miracle somehow. As it said right now, I think we need to win. We need help to get in. We need help to stay in. So it's a long shot, but I still have to root for that. It's in my contract.
No, I'm
You, before we got on the air, your mind was blown about the fact that Georgia is already been declared one half of the SEC championship game, and that the winner of Texas A&M and Texas will be the other half of the SEC title game.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking A&M had another loss.
Yeah, but they don't.
I know. They,
Not,
well, not yet.
not a conference where it matters. So 62-62 type of thing. And then they're going to play, and the winner of that game, which of course Texas Longhorns want it to be them. Texas A&M after coming off of a laying a turd in Jordan Hare, which I know I said that wrong because I hate War Eagle. Um, they both
No,
have.
A&M wants to go win this game because of all kinds of issues that
Well,
they have with
I
Texas.
mean,
I mean,
there's a big narrative out there that the only reason that one of the main reasons that A&M left the Big 12 was to get away from Texas and all their politics and all and their holier than thou attitude about how they were the cock of the walk and the big brother of the Big 12. And Texas A&M said, "We'll take our ball and go to the SEC and just take our lumps over there."
yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yes. So I think, and now that we're coming back around to that, I think Texas A&M got something to prove against their big mean brother. Now that they're the new ones on the block.
Yeah,
So
they're gonna have to prove that they can take a butt whooping. That's
we'll
what they're gonna have to prove.
we'll see. That's not written in stone yet. I mean, it may happen that way, but all right. Now let's talk about do you think that it was fair for Ohio State, which I think is the number two team to beat the number five team at the time, Indiana, and Indiana fall all the way to 10? Do you think that was fair, or do you not like that?
All right, so fair is one of those things. I mean, those coaches, those kids, that's a one-loss team. So now you've got three one-loss Big Ten teams.
Well, let me ask you this question:
Uh-huh.
How much? How much do you? What do you like the committee themselves? What do you subscribe to more? Wins and losses, strength of schedule, wins and losses, and strength of schedule. Um, time of year in which you lose, time of year in which you win. Which model do you subscribe to? If you subscribe uh to strength of schedule, Indiana may not even make the 12 based off the strength of schedule.
I mean, I think you got to look at all of it, okay?
Do you think the committee looks at all of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they try to. Now, whether I mean, I think certain narratives get built up and kind of get a life of their own, and you already kind of see what they're selecting and the teams that they've kind of favored. I don't see that changing week to week.
Okay. So all right. So based off of that, um, let's because
They're gonna if Indiana doesn't lose, they're gonna let Indiana in the playoff, and then that's the whole point of having a big field for the playoff is hey, go prove it if you're better than that.
yes. Okay. Let's go with that narrative then. Right now, it's going to be Oregon and Ohio State as a rematch for the Pac-10 championship, correct?
As far as I know,
And right now, as it stands going into this last week, it's going to be Miami and SMU for the ACC title, correct?
yes.
What rank was Boise State this week? You had looked that up. Do you remember?
No, hold on. I can get back to.
Are they are they the still the because are they still the four team, or did they move back to the 15? Is there any Big 12 team ahead of Boise State?
Boise State is 11.
Is there any Big 12 team ahead of Boise State?
No.
Okay, so right now, Boise State and the Mountain West have got the 4 spot.
Well, do
Even
they?
the yeah, but
Hold on. So because you would have because these rankings don't come out till what, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes,
All right. So they come out Tuesday, but right now you've got Oregon as a presumptive Big Ten champion,
yeah,
right? You've got Texas or Georgia or A&M, either way, as the SEC champion.
And you would have Boise State because they're the highest. They're the highest
Well,
one.
ACC, you got ACC next.
ACC, yes, but
Miami and SMU are both ahead of Boise State. But as it stands right now, who's the top ranked? Is BYU still the top ranked?
are they the first? Are they the first team of the Big 12?
I believe so.
Well, if they are, if
Then I
they
mean the Big 12's out.
well, no, they're just fifth.
No.
Boise State would go to four, and
Okay, Arizona State. Arizona State. Hold on.
Arizona State. Well,
The Pac-12 got screwed up and everything's in there. Arizona State right now is 14.
they're 14.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's not in the college football playoffs. That's just in.
yes, but here's the thing. Um, they still get the fifth spot, even though they don't get the home field advantage. Not home field advantage. The bye the 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 fifth spot is reserved for the last conference champion out of the top four. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Boise State would get the fourth spot in the four, and have have the bye, and as it stands right now, BYU would get five and be the first team. Would be the first team after the conference champions would be the fifth team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
All right. Well, you hold on. So you've got BYU.
Or not BYU. I said BYU.
No. I'm saying you're looking at BYU,
Conference records.
Colorado, and Arizona State. And Iowa State, I guess, could be in there.
Are they all tied with the same record? What's the records? Conference records of those?
Hold on. I'm looking at the conference record right now. BYU is 9-2 and still first in the Big 12, it says. But I don't. Hold on. Big 12 standing. No. See, okay, so the standings, there's 4 teams at 6-2 in the conference. Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, Colorado. Currently, Arizona State is in first place, but I think they just show them as tied because they're both 9-2 and 6-2.
Okay.
And so that's Arizona State, BYU, and Iowa State.
But that conference is behind Boise, correct?
Yes, all of them are behind Boise.
So the let's say it's the Texas, Georgia, A&M of it all. Then you have the Oregon, Ohio State of it all. Then you have the Miami, SMU of it all, and then you have Boise, which there is no of it all. Boise's the only team on that line right now because they're leading outright in the Mountain West.
And then what about Notre Dame since they're an independent?
Dadgummit. Notre Dame, the highest they can be is fifth. But here's the problem. They could get a fifth over the Big 12 champion, but I think they'd be sixth because I think the committee would put the Big 12 champion in at 5 and A&M at Notre Dame at 6 because they don't have a conference. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I still, it's Notre Dame. They get a bunch of favorable.
Yeah, but they're out of a conference. They don't have any choice. The only argument is whether they go to the 5 spot or the 6 spot. I think the 5 spot will go to the Big 12 champion. I think it has to go to the Big 12 championship, but I could be wrong about that.
I don't know if it has to, but I mean, it's just some.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So let's boil it down to brass tacks. In your opinion, and in my opinion, who do you think's going to win the SEC? Just go ahead and say it. I know you want to say Texas. Just go ahead.
I'm gonna say Texas wins.
Okay, so Texas is your SEC champion. Oregon is on your well, no. Who's going to win between Oregon and Ohio State?
Oregon's already beat Ohio State. I don't know if they can do it again.
Okay, well, what do you then pick one?
Okay, so I'm gonna say Ohio State.
Okay, so Ohio State is your one. Okay, Texas at that point would no wait a minute.
Yep,
What's the
Texas would then be your two.
would they?
Yep.
Okay, and then Miami, SMU. Who do you got in that game?
I'm pulling for SMU.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I want SMU to be there.
So SMU would be your three. Boise would be your four.
As
Okay,
long
as
as Boise doesn't choke, yes.
long as Boise doesn't lose to anybody else. Um, okay, your five, in my opinion, will be the winner of the Big 12. So I want Colorado to win there, but I don't know if they will. But that's who I want. So I'm gonna say
No, I mean the other teams have to lose for Colorado to have a chance because their overall record is lower than everybody
oh,
else's right now.
then Arizona State. Then
Okay.
Arizona State, your Big 12 represented at five. Notre Dame's at six, and then the committee. Then after six, the committee fills in what they think are the best 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, or was
Okay,
it
three of those teams are going to be Big Ten teams.
not three of them, two of them,
Three of them.
two of them.
Three.
I think two, you think three, but here's the problem.
Why? Why do you think that? I just told you Indiana's still going to be up there, even though they're not going to get to play for the Big Ten title, right?
The Ohio State Oregon loss will
Is
change.
not going to bump anybody down far
I,
enough to get out.
I think it could.
I mean, but nobody's doing that much to.
Okay, well
Um,
let's say there are three packs. The Big Ten champions. Go ahead and name them again. So you got
okay, so they'll have four representatives. It'll be Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana.
yes,
So that's four of the 12.
that's 4 of the 12.
Uh huh.
Okay, now, uh, okay, now name your does Miami still get in if they lose to SMU?
Uh, we'll have to look and see where they have them ranked, but the other team from the ACC could. They could get a who do they play? Are we for sure those two are going to play for the
Yes, I
okay.
think I think SMU gets in, and
SMU currently is behind Clemson in the conference standings.
yeah, but I
I
don't.
mean,
But
don't say yeah. They only have Syracuse to play, and they're still behind. Let's see who Clemson has left to play. Clemson plays South Carolina. If Clemson beats South Carolina, Clemson and SMU play for the.
Miami's out.
Yeah, Miami's out if they win. Now that's a tough game for Clemson, so we'll have to see.
Yeah,
And SMU has Cal,
yeah.
but SMU is 7-0 in conference play. Clemson is 7-1. Miami is 6-1. So Miami has to win and Clemson lose in order for Miami to get in. And SMU should be in either way.
Okay.
But SMU could go behind Miami if Miami wins and SMU loses. So if SMU wins, Clemson wins, Miami wins, it's SMU Clemson. So if
Oh,
all of them win,
representatives. How many representatives from the ACC at that point do you have in the?
two at most.
I've got one. I just got just a champion.
I think one more could sneak in there.
But I don't have that right now. I'm just saying I don't.
Hold on, let me see. I'm just jotting these down as we go.
Yeah, because we got to know how many we end up with.
All right, so then we're saying SMU, Miami, and Clemson. Which if Clemson loses, they won't be there. But okay. So SMU, Miami, Clemson. All right, so that's them. Notre Dame will be there. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 8 teams of the 12. There's 4 more teams. And we hadn't put that's before we put a SEC team in.
Except for the champion.
Hold on. So but we know Boise will be there. And we know that the winner of the Big 12 will be there.
Yeah.
So
Texas.
hold on. So Big 12 would be BYU or BYU, Colorado, or Arizona State. Okay. So, yeah, so there's 2 teams. The question is, does does the ACC get 3 and the SEC get 2, or is that flipped?
That's going to be, I don't know. It depends on what the committee thinks. And I think a lot of it comes down to what happens this last weekend.
Yeah, no, maybe. Let's see, where's our show me. I was trying to look at the rankings from last week on. Okay, here we go. So the rankings last week. Nope, that's the AP poll in there. Anyway, this is so crazy. But let's just look at it like this. You've got Texas and Georgia, I believe, are both going to be there.
What did you see?
Tennessee,
Wait a minute. Just fill out a do the 4 on the 4. Do the 1 on each of the
well,
top 4.
I'm just trying to see from the people that are ranked up there where we're at. Okay, so one of A&M or Texas are going to play Georgia, and the winner of that game is going to be in. Okay,
Yeah.
if Texas beats A&M, A&M's out. If Texas loses to A&M, I could see a scenario to where Texas, and if say Georgia wins the SEC title, Texas and Georgia get in, A&M's out, even though they made it to the conference championship.
Now they've already had a discussion about this. They're going to reward people that make it to the conference championship.
Well, that's what they say right now. I
Well,
don't think losing to A&M drops Texas down enough to be below all those, right? But
well,
as Texas falls, Tennessee has to be there as well because
but
Tennessee's still ranked right behind Georgia.
what I'm telling you is that I've been listening to a lot of conversations with the committee and with the
Well,
football.
but I mean, we don't know for sure what the committee is going to do. They're a wild card right now, and until we see how it actually unfolds for the final one, we have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah, but they're going to pick one or the other, and I think they're going to inherit. I think they're going to give more credit to the SEC finalist and the champion, or not just the SEC. All the championship games will get the benefit of the doubt from what I've been listening to.
I think the champions will. I don't think the runners up in
Yeah, I
these
think
conference titles are going to have it.
up on that. But based on what I've been listening to, the runner up is going to get a major look.
They may, but they may look and say you're less deserving than some of these other teams.
I don't see that. I mean, ball guy, but like you said, we'll just have to wait and see. But my opinion is they're gonna value the runner up very heavily. So, under that criteria, but see, that's why for my team to even sniff the playoff from this point, I have to have chaos at the top.
Yeah, it doesn't even begin to really explain what you need to happen here.
Not really, but I know what I need to happen. But a lot of people, other people don't. And a lot of most other people that listen to our podcast probably don't even care. But this ain't their podcast; it's mine. So this is what I care about.
I'm just looking through all the standings here. Because right now, Alabama was still ranked number 7.
No way. Well, you're talking
Well,
about
that's before this next one comes out or whatever.
yeah,
But they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're sixth in the SEC right now.
yeah. But that's why. But what's well, us? I mean, because you have to understand that the fact that Texas and A&M just got beat by Auburn, and we got Auburn left, and then the Auburn us beating Auburn is going to mean something. That's one thing, and then teams ahead of us losing, that's going to mean something else
I don't understand how y'all beating a 5-16 matters.
because that team just beat A&M.
Yeah. Well, that only matters unless Texas kills A&M, and then that doesn't matter.
We'll see. I'm just telling you, it matters.
And this is where that South Carolina game against Clemson's gonna kind of be big too.
Yeah. So I think I can. I think I could name. I think I could name a
I
feasible
think the SEC gets 3 teams.
ACC,
No, the SEC.
SEC. Yeah, I do too. But which three?
I think it. Okay, I'll just make. I think it's going to be Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee.
Okay. Well, I think the SEC gets 4, and we'll see. I think Texas A&M is going to be there too. So even if Alabama's out, but I need chaos for because Tennessee plays Vanderbilt. Georgia Tech plays Georgia. Um, I just need a lot of this stuff to really,
Vanderbilt upsetting Tennessee would go a long way for your cause.
it would.
Yeah.
Uh, I did. I mean, I'll tell you what else I did. Who does Indiana play last?
I don't know. I don't think it's anybody.
You know, the neither did A&M and neither did Alabama.
Let's see. Indiana plays Purdue.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's that's a shellacking right there. So we'll see. I'm just trying to find a scenario where I can still get in to fit in.
You're
I
just
don't
wanting to squeeze in there. I know what you're wanting to do. It's tough to happen.
yeah, it don't math very well, but that's all I can hang my hat on. I did want to give a quick blurb about my high school team. I went to a high school playoff game this weekend. It was in Pittsburgh. It was the new Diana Eagles versus the Dangerfield Tigers. I matriculated for the Dangerfield Tigers side, and we played a heck of a football game, and we wound up winning the game 42-35. They were 11-0. We were 5. Dangerfield was 5-5 coming to the game, and we beat them. So
Really?
yeah, they were 11-0. We were 5-5, and we beat them. So now we go on. Now we go on in the Texas State playoffs to play the Newton Eagles, or some people like to call them the Fig Newtons. I don't call them that. I call them Newton Eagles because that's what their mascot is. Some people call them the Fig Newtons. And but anyhow, so that's who we got next in the Texas. And for people who don't live in Texas, yes, Texas high school football is a big deal.
Yeah, and it's in full swing right now too.
It's full swing. So, what else you got?
I think that's about it for me tonight.
Yeah, me too. Oh, we didn't do much Heisman talk. Did anything change in in your mind, who you got leading in the Heisman race?
No, I've still got Genty as
And I
my
still
pick.
got, and I still got Travis Hunter. So even though they did take it, Colorado did take an L. So, um, but I think Hunter even in the loss had a good game on both sides of the ball. So I still think it's Hunter, and you think it's Genty. So I guess we don't need to have much more conversation than that.
Hold on, I'll get you the updated Heisman odds after this weekend.
Yeah.
Uh,
Before the game, it was quite a bit. Travis Hunter. I think it was like
okay, let's see. Number 17, Colorado's 37-21 loss to Kansas did not hurt Hunter's Heisman Trophy chances. In fact, Colorado's generational two-way player was so sublime in a losing effort, his odds jumped from negative 400 to negative 900.
so he's a minus 900 to win.
Yeah. The next closest odds belongs to Boise State running back Ashton Genty at plus 600.
You're plus. We're minus 900. You're plus 600. Would you like to do the math for the people out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're not favored.
No,
Let's see what the committee
that's
thinks.
a really big gap. Plus 600 to minus 900. That's the Grand Canyon of odds gaps. Just
Hey,
so.
none of them people setting the odds gets to vote on that.
Well, I know that, but I'm just
Okay.
making sure people out there that don't understand odds understand how big a gap that truly is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I was doing. I wasn't saying that made your guy any more of a dog than mine. I'm just saying,
Quit talking bad about my Heisman pick over here, okay?
uh, I was just stating the fact, and you didn't like the fact I stated. All right, now do you have anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I want to say one thing real quick before I don't want to be sappy or nothing, but I want to thank the bald guy for all he does behind the scenes to help this podcast get on the air. He does a lot of work that nobody ever gets to see. He don't get much credit for it. I give him, and he's got to deal with me too. So I mean, he gets a little kudos for that. And before we right in the middle of the holidays here, I need to give him some. So we keep doing this podcast because he ain't getting paid for it. Uh, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I enjoy doing it. And we'll see. I don't know what our holiday recording schedule looks like, but we'll
Uh,
keep trying to get everything
I'm,
doing. Everybody like, subscribe,
yeah,
comment, let us know what you want to hear.
I'm going to prepare everybody and say choppy at best.
There you go. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Roll tide.